I am Dr. Ranjit, Associate Professor, School of Management and Commerce at K.R. Mangalam University. I welcome you all in the webinar by IBM on Demystifying Analytics, organized by K.R. Mangalam University. Dear friends, you are looking for the course which can give you wings to fly. Things are changing. According to the recent report of the World Economic Forum, 65% of the future labor forces will work in the is completely new type that does not yet exist. To accommodate these changes, complexity of the business environment, it is necessary that industry and academia develops the close link to create the synergy. University and industry, which for long have been operating in the separate domain, are rapidly coming closer to each other for creating synergy. Our productive interface between industry and academia is a critical requirement because the India industry and academia interface enhance the overall training and learning experience of the students. At K.R. Mangalam University, we have collaborated in the area of education by identifying goals and specific skills that requires for the future graduates. We are working together to develop the better ways of teaching. We are updating our curriculum as per the industry requirement in timely basis. The active mode of the interface are regular offline classes, project work, which are the part of their curriculum, guest lectures by industry experts who will share the real-time experience, and finally the workshops and the seminars. Apart from this, today's the things which are emerging is analyst. People are looking for a job of business analyst, research analyst, and many profiles which are related to this particular domain. We have our guest from IBM who will be telling what exactly analysts do and how they perform their job in their offices. Today we have Rahul sir. He is from IBM. He has experience as a data analyst, artificial intelligence, and proficiency in emerging technologies like TOI, cloud computing, machine learning, and chatbots. We have our another guest, Mr. Raman Puneet Singh. His experience is of 9 years. He is an MTech. He is expert in cybersecurity and data analyst. He has the certification from IBM Business Intelligence Analyst and a certification of cybersecurity practitioner instructor, plus many more to his feather. I request Rahul sir to please take it forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nishika, for your wonderful introduction. So let me share my screen. And good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about how analytics is going to impact the academia, and why we are exactly collaborating, and why IBM have taken this initiative for you to grasp the knowledge of whatever is going on in the industry, and the industrial standards and the tools and software. And so why you need to learn exactly. So we are going to learn this. Let me play. I hope my screen is visible and I am audible clearly.
Yes, Rahul, you're audible.
Somebody please confirm. Okay.
Yes, you're audible, and your screen is visible too.
Yeah. So students, I am from IBM. I am Rahul Burji. I'm head of client relations. So what is IBM? So many of you have known of what is IBM. So IBM is one of the technology giants in the world, the biggest company, and one of the oldest organizations. I mean, it is a 110-year-old organization. So why exactly IBM have entered into academia? So being a technology giant and holding most patents in the world. Okay, so IBM has introduced ATM machines and the magnetic strip card on your ATM card, and computer, RAM, whatnot. Even our IRCTC portal or the IRCTC ticketing app is being developed by IBM only. So not only that, IBM has invented the scripting language for SQL. I mean, database language. SQL database language is invented by IBM. So when IBM is doing these many kinds of things, and it is the biggest organization, and now it has entered into artificial intelligence, and it has its own artificial intelligence called IBM Watson, and even the latest technology which we are talking about and which is buzzing around in the world is called quantum computing, and even IBM has developed that too. So what not? Everywhere IBM has marked its uh, evidence or logo and everything. I mean, IBM is one of the, I mean, this much big company, why it is exactly coming into the academia and tying up with the universities to provide you all these learning materials? Why it is doing that? I mean, you know that IBM has a customer base. Okay, so IBM has a big customer base, and that customers are many large scale companies, medium scale companies, and small companies who are, I mean, subscribing its database, or it is using IBM database or IBM cloud services and IBM artificial intelligence services. So they are like subscribing it to IBM, and they're paying huge number of price for that using the IBM services, and they are outsourcing their services to IBM to get done by IBM. So the companies are the customers of IBM or clients of IBM. So when these all the companies are working with IBM, so when they are getting the services from IBM, so they are facing some sort of issue. So what is that issue? So what they are facing is, see, if I am a XYZ company and I am using the service of IBM, so let's say I'm using IBM Cognos tool for my business intelligence team. So I have taken a subscription for 5 years, and I have paid a huge sum of money for IBM to use its IBM Cognos tool for my company. So now I have a set of business intelligence analysts in my team. So the gap where the issue is occurring is like they are not aware of how IBM functions. So I'm paying to IBM to get them trained in those software. So I am not only paying for the services or paying for the tool, I'm also paying for the training on to how to use the tool to get my work done. So this is the biggest challenge which IBM is facing. Excuse me. Sorry for the interruption. Due to my network issue, I'm turning off my video. So I hope now it's clear and audible. So when so that is what. So it is being a biggest challenge for all these companies, so that they are paying for the services and they are extra. I mean, they're paying extra amount of money they're investing into the training. So they are looking for graduates who are already trained into these technologies and tools, who are aware of their functioning, so that they can directly recruit them and they can get the work done. So that is why IBM thought that in academia itself, students are not aware. There is a gap between the industry and academia. So they will be getting all the theoretical knowledge. Okay, when they come to industry, they will get practical exposure. Who will give that practical exposure? Again, it is a time-consuming process, because if I am as I told you, if I am an XYZ company, if I hire a candidate who is having an MBA or who is having a BTech or who is having a BCA, okay, into computer science, but after hiring him, I need to pay him the salary, and I need to again uh, training into these tools and technologies, right? So this is being like a huge cost. Like I am investing on his training and I am investing on his time period which he will be trained on. That 2 months, whichever I'm investing, it is a huge cost and huge burden for the company. So they are expecting the students or the whoever recruiters are there. They are expecting the people or the prospects to learn all these technologies and tools, and they will be like they need to have that practical experience. That every company will ask you for an experience. Why? Because they need not to give that training and they need not to groom you, and they need not to invest that huge amount of money. So no company wants to invest in the people. They want directly to recruit and work upon the uh, project. So that is why IBM has thought that if we give this practical exposure in the chemical itself, so, so that they can be ready for the industry and the people can recruit and they can start on the project. So that is why IBM has introduced an integrated program along the university. So due to the technology, the data is being increased and the technology has also increased. So everybody, the students also need to gain the experience onto the practical. Okay. So for that reason, when this integrated program has been introduced, here he is leveraging its tools and technologies to the students and giving them the practical exposure so that they go into the industry, they cannot be again trained or they do not take any amount of time. So directly the recruiter can recruit them, and the recruiter also will be knowing that okay, and so student have before candidate having AI. Many they are having AI technology. They improving their products or these companies. They have introduced AI into their projects or something. So now they want AI specialist or somebody who manages AI technology projects. So they want to look into the
Yes, Rahul, can you hear me? Okay.
I think Rahul is, we are missing him.
Yes, Rahul has joined again. I guess I'll just confirm once or I'll start the session.
I can't see Mr. Rahul actually from IBM. I can't
Hello?
see him from his list.
He's trying to
Yeah, he's back. He's back. He's back.
Hello.
Yes, Rahul, you are there.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I have been connected in middle.
Okay, okay. So you just can carry continue.
I'm sharing my screen again. Okay, I hope my screen is visible.
not so far.
Not yet. Not yet.
Can you please confirm now?
Not yet. You can reshare the screen. It's visible
It's
now,
there.
Rahul. Yes, Rahul, it's visible. Yes. Rahul, I guess you need to check the settings once. I guess if you're speaking, then I won't be able to hear you. I can't hear you actually. Okay. I guess Rahul is facing some network issues.
Raman, can you take over then?
Yes, I'll definitely I'll do that. I'll share the screen with the students. Okay, my voice is clearly audible to all of you.
Yes, sir. It's audible, sir.
Thank you for the acknowledgement. Okay, so I'll start with the session. Let me share my screen with all of you. The screen, my screen is visible to all. A quick acknowledgement. Yes, is my screen is visible? Yeah, okay, thank you. So let's start with the IBM Cognos Analytics. I'll give you a quick brief. The mode of communication will be Hindi and English both, so that it will be much more easier for the students to understand the things. So basically what we are dealing with analytics or demystifying analytics. So analytics becomes the very important part. Now, if I'm saying why the organizations need, क्या जरूरत है उनको एनालिटिक्स की आज की डेट में, व्हाई दी स्पेसिफिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, लेट्स बीट इट कैन बी योर एजुकेशन इंडस्ट्री, बीट इट कैन बी योर मेडिकल इंडस्ट्री, बीट इट कैन बी योर डिफेंस, बीट इट कैन बी योर आईटी इंडस्ट्री, हर एक फील्ड में देयर इज अ सेपरेट रोल ऑफ एनालिटिक्स. व्हाई? बिकॉज व्हेनेवर अ पर्सन इज डूइंग एनालिसिस के बेस के ऊपर कोई भी कंपनी आपके डिसीजंस लेती है, एंड डिसीजंस ऑलवेज डिसाइड दैट वेदर let's say in what direction that company is particularly moving or not. जितने भी decisions आपके रहते हैं, that decisions, most of the decisions the company used to took, they are taking that decisions for the company profit, for the company growth. That is why analysis becomes the most important part nowadays. So we have a tool with us. Let's say we have a tool, we'll be using a tool that is IBM Cognos Analytics, and I'll give you a brief on it, that how we are using it and what are the samples we can create on IBM Cognos Analytics. So this is a slide which explains you about analytics. So what is analytics? We can say it's related to business intelligence, like how you're going to implement the stuff into your business that it will give you maximum output. So there are number of terms which you can see onto the slide, like there is raw data, business intelligence, then you can see data warehouse, data mining, graphical analysis. Let's take the journal life example and then move on to that. We'll understand each and every point with the journal life examples. Let's say you visit any grocery store. Okay, so whenever you're visiting any type of a grocery store, तो वहां पर आपको डील्स मिलती हैं. You find out combo offers. Let's say you visit a grocery store or you visit a supermart. वहां पे you got a deal of snacks. Like there will be a combo of snacks which is having 5 different flavors. And you can see वहां पे लिखा होता है like save 5 rupees or save 10 rupees and something. And you were like, let's buy this combo. यहाँ पे हमें अलग अलग flavors भी मिल जाएंगे and we are getting an off of 10 rupees as well. So did you ever think once that why that company is making that combo? And if you have analyzed, out of those 5 flavors, there will be 2 flavors which are not being regularly consumed by the customer. उन स्नैक्स में से 2 फ्लेवर ऐसे होते हैं जो रेगुलर डेली बेसिस पे कस्टमर कंज्यूम नहीं करते. सो बाय एनी मींस द सेल ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर 2 फ्लेवर्स आर गेटिंग डाउन जस्ट टू अपलिफ्ट द सेल्स, just to uplift the productivity, just to uplift that particular product. उन्होंने क्या करा, they have made a combo of that particular They have made a combo of that particular product with other products, and they'll put up a off on it. And how it comes, this comes what you call business intelligence. So now we can define business intelligence. Like, business intelligence is a term which can be defined in which we are actually using various technologies, software, architectures, and tools to convert the raw data into a useful information based on which the decision can be taken. That is what you call business intelligence. So हो सकता है analysis हुआ हो, and it can be fortnightly, it can be monthly, it can be quarterly or half-yearly, और उन analysis पे आओ कि the result of analysis show that that particular product, the sales of that particular product is going down. तो उन्होंने क्या करा, analysis करा, उनको एक problem मिला, and what they have done, they have took a decision, let's combine this product with other products and make a combo offer. That is how they're improving the strategies, they're improving the growth of a company. That is, in short, is all about business intelligence. जहाँ पे हम एक raw data लेते हैं, raw data को हम extract करते हैं, transform करते हैं, load करते हैं, it becomes a useful information. Based on that information, we convert, we analyze that information, and we find out, we used to take out the decision making process. Now, next is predicting future customer behavior. या फिर हम बात करें कि customer behavior को कैसे predict कर सकते हैं. We can even predict customer behavior. Let's again take an example. Let's say you went to the grocery store again. You might have seen कि वहाँ पे there are different marts. Data sections are there. Okay, data marts are there. So in that sections, you might find out that there might be a section of groceries. Let's say there might be a section of bread. And along with that particular section, let's say there is a customer and he went to that particular grocery to purchase a bread. वो एक bread का packet लेने उस supermarket में गया. Now, if we can notice, along with the data mart where the bread is being kept, bread के साथ they have put all the commodities, all the stuff which can be consumed along with the bread. So might be there can be a cheese, there can be butter, there can be like different cheese spreads, there can be pickle, there can be jams. So all the things which a person can consume along with the bread are being placed there, so that अगर कोई person सिर्फ bread लेने भी bread purchase करने भी आया है, then that particular person must went out getting multiple products, purchasing multiple products. So that is how they are actually predicting the behavior of a customer. You might have seen this. You can actually relate these things to yourself. Like many of us, we went to these supermarkets, हम लेने कुछ और जाते हैं, हम लेके बहुत कुछ आते हैं. That is all strategy which is being placed over there. There is one more term which you can see, that is graphical analysis. So what is the, let's say, a person who is a business analyst or who is a data analyst, that person has been given a data. On the basis of data, he'll be finding out, let's say there is a problem statement, and he'll be analyzing that particular problem statement. He'll do the analysis part. And after getting the analysis part, he'll submit that report to the higher management. Now, visuals are the ones which are according to the human psychology, or let's say human brain. We always remember visuals more as compared to the black and white words. Obviously, हम अगर videos देखते हैं या हम कोई भी visuals देखते हैं, वो हमें ज़्यादा याद रहता है. We more memorize it. Okay. So rather than the black and white words. So that is why the graphical analysis is very important. Like if you are making any kind of analysis, it is intended to put more and more graphical analysis so that you can make the content short and crisp, and it will be easier for the higher authorities to take the decisions based on that particular content. Same way, business intelligence is also being used to improve the strategies, decision makings. And by doing this, by taking right decisions at right time, and by improving the company's strategies, what actually we are creating new opportunities. That is in brief, in cut short, about business intelligence. Now, let's move on to the next slide. You might have seen कि हमने first slide में data के बारे में बात करी, that raw data is there. Now, can you imagine like how that raw data is being generated? There are multiple ways of generating a raw data, and आज की date में data is something which is very valuable to the industry. You can relate to these things like for the past 2 years, with the most connection of the IoT devices, Like more than 80 billion IoT devices are being connected in the last 2 years, and more than 90% of the data is being generated in the last 2 years. जितने ज़्यादा हम smartphones use करते हैं, we are generating the data. That is why nowadays we are dealing with big data over here. And there are 5 V's on which it all depends. The first one is volume, velocity, variety, veracity, and value. We'll explain each one of them, and then we'll move on to the hands-on. We'll move on to the practical part. See, first of all is volume. That is the size of data. Okay, I'll give you one example related to this. Let's take an example. Telemarketing companies, they have a huge data with them. You might have seen, you might received different calls from different banks. Like you want to go for a credit card, you want to go for a bank loan, or let's say you want to purchase purifiers or something like that. But you never gave your mobile number or email ID to these companies. आपने कभी किसी बैंक को वो नंबर नहीं दिया, आपने कभी किसी let's say उस एजेंसी या टेलीमार्केटिंग फर्म को वो नंबर नहीं दिया. But still your data is with them. There are n number of ways. By any means, the data is there. Let's not discuss on that. But if the data is there, let's assume कि वहाँ पर 50,000 customers का data है. Now that is the volume of a data. That 50,000 individuals data is there with the telemarketing firm. Now, what is the velocity? The speed at which the data is generated. Now, the speed is, let's say I told you with the evolution of this IoT and Internet of Things, the smart devices are being interconnected. So हम daily basis पे बहुत data generate करते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा. Like in cut short, if I'm going to tell you, do you know, एक YouTube पे 1 minute में 500 hours की video upload हो जाती है. 204 million emails were exchanged within 1 minute. More than 500 lakhs comments are being posted onto the Facebook. This is just a part of 1 minute. Like within 1 minute or 60 seconds में हमारे पास इतनी सारी चीजें हो रही हैं around the globe. Now this is what you called like velocity. कि किस speed से हमारा data generate हो रहा है. Now we have the variety. That is different types of data. Might be, let's say there is an industry, कुछ data होगा उसका जो sales से generate हो रहा है. Now let's say that particular sales might be the walk-in, the customer which is actually walk-in to the store. कुछ data होगा जो उसका order से generate होगा, might be from the apps, from the website, or let's say the customer is calling into the company and then ordering it. So there can be different varieties of data which can be generated. Then we have the veracity. Veracity is a field जहाँ पर let's say जो corporates हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा they are being actually what we can say is struggling. Why they are struggling? Because veracity means the trustworthiness of data. Related, if we talk about internet today, if we talk about social media platforms, if we talk about the data generation techniques, so आज की डेट में इतने ज़्यादा sources हैं data को generate करने के that at some point we actually find it very difficult that which particular sources actually we can trust on. कौन सा source exact data हमें दे रहा है, कौन सा source हमें fake data दे रहा है, or let's say the data might not correct. Okay, so that is something which is they are struggling. And out of all these 4 points, the last one point is most important, that is value. So when I told you कि let's say वहाँ पर 50,000 individuals का data है, the firm is having 50,000 individuals data, तो वो company क्या देखेगी that what we need, at least from 50,000 we should able to convert 20,000 or 25,000 individuals into our own customers. अगर कोई भी डेटा हमारे पास है तो अगर कंपनी उस डेटा को वैल्यू में चेंज नहीं कर पाती then it's a big loss. Okay, that is most important, that what is the value of that particular stuff. You have data of 1 lakh individuals, you have data of 500 million individuals, but how you're going to convert that data into your customers, that individuals. So that is the value plays that role. I might across many students जो लोग मुझसे कहते हैं कि sir, why we need to opt for BI? See, there are many career paths when it comes for the business intelligence. As I told you कि इतना ज़्यादा आज की date में data is there, and what you need, you actually need to analyze it. So there is a combination of man and machine. Nowadays, the company is demanding persons, individuals who are actually able to run enterprise solution tools, so that they should not teach them. They should not, the company people should not find it, they should not give them some kind of a training or something. So they are actually looking for the people who are already worked on these enterprise solutions, like IBM Cognos is there, Power BI is there, W is there, multiple enterprise solutions are there. So when it comes to the business intelligence, you can be a business intelligence analyst, you can be a project manager, developer, master data services. These are few of the career paths. There are n number of things where you can apply for. Sometimes we got to think that why we need to opt for business intelligence. See, a company may there is one person who is actually become the valuable asset. If you are a business analyst or a data analyst in a company, you will become the important asset to the company. How? You are the one who is analyzing the problem statement. You are the one who is finding out the solutions to the problem statement, and you are the one who is putting all these things combined together, and then you are representing into the higher management and authorities along with the solutions. So आपने जो analyze करा, आपने जो solutions दिए, whatever the decisions management has been taken, उससे क्या हो रहा है? Company की growth हो रही है, company को profit हो रहा है. So ultimately you are the one who is generating revenue for a company. और कहीं पे भी if you are working at any point at any place of a job, if you are working and you are actually contributing to the revenue of that organization, you will automatically become the very important asset to that organization. That is how it works. Let me show you a few of the practical stuff that how you can create these modules and samples. Let me show you one. So this is the IBM Cognos Analytics dashboard. Okay. Okay. This is IBM Cognos Analytics dashboard, and there are multiple things you can do. But before that, I'll just show you some of the samples. You'll be able to create multiple dashboards. Let's say, let me show you one product line dashboard. You'll be working on different data sets. For example, let's say if we talk about entertainment industry, for example, Netflix, you find it there might be different suggestions for you कि Netflix में आपका next suggestion ये है. So it's all analytics. वहाँ पे भी analytics ही work कर रही है. Based on your choices, based on you have already watched the series, based on already your previous sessions which you have watched, उसके base के ऊपर there is an embedded AI which perform the analysis and they'll give you the suggestions. Same way में whenever you are shopping on e-commerce platform, तो हमें कई बार suggestions आते हैं that persons who bought this item also looking for this particular similar item. So it's all like analysis होता है वहाँ पे, backend पे analysis is being there and they are giving you the suggestions. Now, these are the dashboards which you can actually create by yourself. You'll be able to create all these dashboards once you are done with this IBM Cognos Analytics, familiar with this environment. You can see this is 2016, 17, 18, and 19. So if I'm going to click on 2000, I'm going to play this story, the cursor will move on to 2016. The graphs will be shown for 2016. Then for 2017, the graphs will change for 2018 and 2019 similarly. So let's say if I'm going to play this, you can see the changes into the graphs. Now let's understand what is this all about. This says the revenue by product. It says the revenue by retailer, and it says the revenue by order method type. Now, what is the revenue which is being generated by the product? Then what is the revenue which is being generated by that particular retailer? Then what is the revenue which is being generated by the order method type? Let's say if we talk about KFC is there. Okay, so let's say they are generating what is the revenue by order method. So might be some people who visit KFC, they'll dine in. वहाँ पे they'll prefer to sit into the restaurant and they have their meals. Sometimes there might be some people who will who are interested in getting a drive-through. Let's say let's pack this thing and let's go and have it somewhere else. Some people are there who are preferring to order KFC through any app, through the KFC website or through any apps. Let it be Swiggy or Zomato something. So it all becomes the order method. Like what is the order method of a customer? How it is that particular person is actually ordering that stuff. So even that particular stuff is also being analyzed. तो हमें पता लगता है कि हमारा सबसे ज़्यादा sales किस particular order method के through हो रही है, and we can work on it. Similar manner में, if we talk like what is the revenue by a retailer. So let's say there is in one city there are 4 KFC shops. There are different retailers of KFC. तो कौन से particular एक shop पर restaurant पे जो एक particular location पे उस particular retailer से कितना revenue we are actually been generating, and revenue by product. Even in KFC, which is the most particular product which is actually generating revenue to the company, जिसका सबसे ज्यादा highest contribution है. So this is how something you will be able to create. Moreover, you can include word clouds as well. Let me show you the word clouds as well. So you might have seen these images somewhere else also. So all these things, this is known as word cloud. You can actually create any kind of visualizations, and by creating any kind of visualization, you can embed that visualization into a dashboard. This is the most beautiful feature of this particular Cognos environment. One more thing, if you don't want to, there are already, let me show you. So there are already few of the data samples which are being provided to you, like data sets are there. Like this, these are the data sets. For example, California website visits, coffee sales and marketing, customer analysis, NYPD motor vehicle collisions, that is New York Police Department motor vehicle collisions. These are inbuilt data sets to practice. But let's say if you want to practice on your own data set, you can even upload the file, and you can upload the data set, the file of your data set, and then you can start working on it. This is how IBM Cognos actually works. Any questions? I'm open to questions now. I hope you have understood the things. Any questions now? Okay, so I request Mr. Rahul Bhoji to take over, please.
So students, you have learned so how the analytics will be functioning in the industry and all, right? So this is how a business intelligence team, just you have got a glimpse of it. So the same IBM Cognos is used by many companies, and they are using it for their business intelligence projects. So you will have these enterprise tools, which are of a huge cost. I mean, companies will be buying crores of rupees. So you will have that for free. So you will have the access for free. Not only IBM Cognos, there are some software, 70 plus softwares of IBM cloud-based software. So that will be all accessible to you. So students, when you get all these kinds of things for free, so you will have that exposure, industry level exposure, and you will have the practical things to learn in the university itself. So that will impact you when you go into the industry. So students, if you have any doubts upon this program, you can just ask, and we are up to queries. You can type into the chat panel, students. So let me tell you some benefits. So in traditional MBA or in traditional BTech or BSc or BCA, whatever it is, so there the subjects will be taught by the university faculty, and you will get to know the subjects which are already under a 5-year period. You will be learning. I mean, everybody will be, all the 5 batches whoever comes, learn the same subjects, the same modules, and the same content. But an industry-oriented program will upgrade every year. So whatever the demand courses are there, whatever the demanded concepts are there in the industry, which are ongoing, trending, So all those things will be taught to you in this integrated program. And also not only that, you will receive badges, you will receive certifications which are worldwide recognized. So Prachi, sir, is maths important for BI? No. See, basic level math is sufficient, but there is no such requirement to, I mean, there is no such requirement of math for this BI intelligence, I mean, business intelligence. So right now we have seen Raman explaining you about the IBM Cognos and the visualizations and everything. Anywhere, did you see that anywhere we have used maths or we have used some formula to it? No, it is simply how to use the tool and how to drag the data, how to import the data and how to visualize it. So it is simply dragging and dropping. There is no coding also. Any other questions, students? So let me tell you what is the difference between certification and certificate. Certificate is like when you do something, I mean, when you do a course or something, if you, when you complete it, you will receive a certificate. But certification, when you undergo an examination, okay, when you satisfy some criteria, and if you pass a certain percentage, okay, then only you will receive a certification. That certification, why the industry is recognizing, because if I am a company and if I am trying to hire a candidate, they are like looking for a certificate. I mean, see, I want to hire an MBA graduate. Okay, huge. I mean, many people, they have completed their MBA, and only some of the people they are having certification. For me, it is easy because I trust on the specific company who have given that certification to the candidate. So if you have an IBM certification, the company will trust on IBM that when IBM have recognized that candidate, he must have that sort of skill to be whatever my company requires. So he will have that trust on IBM and he will recruit you immediately. Like he will not recruit you immediately, but he will shortlist you in the first round itself. Okay, so certification candidate all I want. So that means he will have that sort of trust that the candidate is having ample amount of knowledge into that particular domain. So I will shortlist him, and he will further questions you according to his project, and he will just recruit you. But that first level of shortlisting is what the candidates are struggling to. And any other questions, students? We will be happy to answer.
I like to ask question. See, you explain only one tool to us, right? So would we be exposed only to one tool or a variety of tools?
No, I just said you will have the access to 70 plus softwares of IBM cloud-based software.
So when I am exposed to these 70, right, means I have an access.
Yeah.
One is having an access that I can use. Another is that access is mentored also.
Yes, you will have
right?
the delivery.
So
yeah. If the specialization is of AI, then you will have the mentored or guided access, and you will be mentored onto that how to use the tool, and you will have the certification and everything around AI and data science and particular software. So if you have a specialization of cybersecurity, then the cybersecurity tools and softwares will be guided and mentored by the trainers of IBM.
So when we are, deciding, basically, students do not have much clarity whether I should think more in terms of cybersecurity or, other fields, right? So do you take care of that also, that you constantly guide them based on their own interests and abilities, that these are the tools or these are the areas where you can specialize, that these are better?
Yeah, because right now we have, conducting this session because they want, they need to know like what is going on in the industry. So what is analytics especially? So that is why we have shown a glimpse of IBM Cognos of business intelligence. So when they come to know that what is business intelligence or what is cybersecurity, they will opt for it, and they will come and take the admission so that they will graduate in that particular field, and it will help them in the industry when they want to go into the jobs of that specific field.
So that means we give them many choices,
Yes.
right? And not only we give choices, then once they decide about the choice, we attach ourselves with them and we constantly guide them until they are able to master that software.
Yes.
And once they have mastered that software, they are given certification.
Yes.
And this certification has a recognition all over the world. Am I right?
Yes.
I hope I've understood it right.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
So what is the advantage of international recognition? If I have, say, 10 batch from the, right? So how does it going to help me internationally?
These certifications are not only, in India, out of India, in foreign soil also, when they apply for foreign abroad jobs or for higher studies. So these will be calculated. These are the added advantage so that they will come to know that, okay, so candidate have undergone a particular specialization of IBM and he has earned a certificate or a badge. So that means they will also have that sort of trust on IBM so that, okay, when IBM has recognized as a skillful candidate into this particular technology, why can't us? The college also will be looking onto the certificates or the mass memos of the particular candidate, right? So they will have the trust on that certificate one. So this
So means
certification
this is
will help them to, yeah.
This is an added advantage as far as the placement is concerned,
Yes.
as far as the market is concerned.
Yes. Yes.
So means apart from the regular graduation courses, it may be MBA, it may be BBA or any other course which pursuing, if one goes a course which is linked with the industry, and that too an industry which is of your kind, which is 110 years old and has the recognition all over the world, very naturally a graduate from this kind of a stream would be one who would be looked up. Rather, a graduate will be sought after, not in India, but all over the world. Am I right?
Yes. Absolutely.
So here's a big advantage to we see that this is a course which is given by industry's need. And a good point Mr. Rahul made was that every year, as per industry need, this course is being constantly revised, right? Right? I have understood it right, I believe.
Yes, sir, definitely.
So no, I believe now students will be better equipped to ask more questions. So students, if you have any question, please feel at home, comfortable. We have experts who would be answering your questions. So please feel free to ask any kind of question which is in your mind. You can write in the chat, you can write in Q&A, and there are experts who will be answering your questions. So
If
maybe
there are
the
no
students
further
seem to
questions,
be,
so if there are no
there
further
doesn't seem to be
questions,
much
we
questions.
can conclude the session.
No, we'll continue it roll away. No, this is a question. There is a possibility that the market, I think, what was the question? There is a question. It says, so there is a possibility that the market strategy not
goes
goes
well.
well. So it
see,
says
I
like
have,
this. So if, yes, please.
So as I told you, like we are not going on to the, I mean, we are not going with the traditional concept of a syllabus or a content. So as I told you, it is revisable. So every year, what is the upcoming demand or the according to the trend in the technology. So we will equip the student with that sort of things, and he will be so that he will be industry ready, and in the companies are also ready to hire these sorts of students who have the knowledge into these emerging technologies or trending technologies. So it is not that the market strategy not goes well. So if suppose, let me say that's why even if you take a course of AI, so AIs or managers or cybersecurity, whatever it is, we do not only pinpoint that AI courses, we will also give the exposure onto the other fields also. So data science or deep learning or machine learning kind of thing. So if one particular stream in AI got lost or the demand has decreased on one particular stream, the other streams are there for you to compensate it. So it is not that a particular stream or strategy that will be going down suddenly. So we will always have that hindsight that whatever it is upcoming the demand, so it will help you to grow into that particular stream. So it is not that suddenly you have learned a course and the demand has got decreased and you are left with no choice. It is not like that. So you will be equipped with ample amount of choices and technologies in your hand, so that you have the choice to go into your favorite stream you want to go in. Sir, what course you would suggest an MBA first year student to start from? So KR Mangalam is offering MBA in specialization with IBM. So I would suggest you to go start with that specialization, so that in that specialization you will come across cybersecurity course, and you will come across AI, you will come across data science. So all these will enable you to perfectly fit into the industry, and after MBA of 2 years, you yourself will have that knowledge to select a specific stream and go into that specific stream. So even if I suggest you to go into this specialization program, when you go into that specialization program, it is a wide aspect. So when you start your MBA, when you start learning these technologies, you will know that what to choose and what is your favorite area of interest. See, I have also done MBA, but in my MBA, I have come across marketing, I have come across HR, I have come across finance, I have come across operations and everything. But in the second year, when I have learned all these technologies, all these streams in my first year, and in second year, when I'm to choose my major, okay, so in which stream I want to do a specialization. Then and there, many people in my class, some have opted to finance, and some have opted to HR, some have opted to marketing. So it is based on their expertise, so their knowledge. So somebody will have some deep knowledge into finance, and somebody will have some sort of understanding into HR, and somebody feel that operations are their hard. I mean, they have their huge knowledge or deep knowledge into operations because of their math skills. So like that. So you will get to know that when you
Rahul, we lost you. Rahul?
Yes, Rahul. Rahul is there, I guess.
start
But,
into the specific specialization which
There's a glitch in his voice
Please
actually.
repeat.
Okay. So analytics is such a field that you can apply into HR, you can apply into marketing, you can apply into operations, and you can apply into finance. So technology is same, but the case study or the course, I mean the stream which you are applying will be different. So that you will be assessing of your own when you enter into the second year of your MBA. So you need not to worry that what I should select in first year of MBA. So first you need to take the specialization and you need to start with it, and then there itself you will feel that what your expertise is and where your skills are strong. Hello.
Yes, Rahul.
Hope you are answered, Prakash.
I think very well answered. Thank you so much. And is there any question, students? If you have any other question, please feel free. Okay. Well, that's so great that we had wonderful exposure to different kind of tools and the world of business analytics and all that. This would be more clear to you when you be joining the university. In the university, we go about the things, the way we take care of you is not in the regular university, not like the regular university. So we have our own way of looking after the students. We have our own way of teaching. We have our unique pedagogies. We have linkages with the industry in all that to better understand. So this was one course. It is very important that we have a fair understanding of the university also. So now I'll request Dr. Abhijit to take us around to a virtual tour of the university and explain where's of the university, what exactly do. So
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And it was just a one department, one area of the university that we have just shown you. And now I would just take you to the virtual tour of our university. Please confirm if there is a volume and you can see the screen.
yes, it is.
So this was a virtual tour of our university. Let me just tell you, we are open, and with open arms, we welcome you all to visit the university and feel how the students are working at our university in different laboratories, starting from the hotel management to the sciences, to the psychology, to the mathematics lab. And now I would just share with the PPT. You can speak to our admission counselors. You can speak to our counseling team also, those who can clear your doubts regarding the different courses that you all can opt for. And since you all are currently also, you're in class 11th or might be in 12th also, if you are in class 11th, regarding the streams that what you have to opt for, what are the different career options, still if you want to change, you can look for a change itself. KR Mangalam University, with 3,000 students, having 12 schools, 26 acres, lush green campus, 150 plus faculties, national, international faculties associated with us from around the world, industry integrated curriculum with international exposure, tie-ups at tie-ups with foreign universities, and air-conditioned classrooms just to provide a congenial environment to the students. We are providing the air-conditioned classrooms and air-conditioned transportation facility as well throughout Delhi NCR. And the main, the focus is on the interdisciplinary project-based learning. When we talk about the interdisciplinary projects, that means that around the Pan University, our students are picking up the different courses from different departments in the form of the various electives. They are picking up the courses along on the basis of their passion and the profession they want to pursue. According to the profession, if a student has looked forward to a course of BSc Maths honors, he also has an interest in interior designing or in hotel management. He can pick up an elective from he can pick up 1 or 2 electives from each semester from the pool of the elective courses, and then we can come up with a designed degree where the student has a blend of the professional and the hobby classes, hobby courses as well. A myriad of undergraduate to postgraduate and doctoral degree programs are available today. Since we have we had a webinar with the IBM and we are offering a course of BBA. We are offering a course of BTech in CSE with AI and ML with academic support of Symmetrics and IBM. We are also offering a course of computer science with academic support of IBM. Plus, at the postgraduate level in management and commerce, again, we are offering a course of MBA with the IBM. Our special focus is on the industry tie-ups, since we are a growing progressive university in Delhi NCR, and our focus is just to make our students tailor-made to the corporate sector, to the corporate culture. So therefore, our focus is more on the industry tie-ups, where our students get to learn under the industry mentors, with the industry mentors, where they have where they can pursue with the different projects. They can pursue with the summer internships. They can pursue with an online trainings, and live projects, and blend of a teaching where corporates and the faculty academicians will be taking their classes. Industry collaboration.
Ma'am, if you turn slide back. Just one slide back, previous slide. So I see over here, there are courses like BSc Honors Data Science, BSc Honors Cyber Security, right? And we have programs similar kind where BBA with business intelligence. So are these courses also having a tie-up with IBM or other industry?
Yeah. So like if I talk about BSc honors computer science, we have with academic support of the IBM. But when we talk about the data sciences, we have a full-fledged training and placement department where our people at that particular department are continuously working, where they are continuously moving towards the upgradation of the course. And corporate people are also our advisors who are advising us on the upgradation of the curriculum as well. When we talk about the projects and their teaching pedagogy, that is absolutely academic. And on 6 months after completing their 2-year program, they will have a summer internship program at a particular company. But when we talk about an academic support, so definitely we have a blend of teaching, where we have the people from the corporate, they visit our university, and the classes for those courses are conducted via the offline mode. And students are also coming to the university, and they are taking the classes particularly.
Well, thank you so much. So we just had an idea of collaboration with IBM and all that. So ma'am, apart from IBM, which are the industries we have collaboration with?
So in that, we have a collaboration with Symmetrix, Siemens, LinkedIn Learning Program, National Stock Exchange Academy, Dr. Shroff Charity Eye Hospital. If I talk about like BCom students, they are looking forward to the CACS programs. So in that case, we have a collaboration with National Stock Exchange Academy, where again, it's a blend teaching is going on. People from NAC are taking our classes at our university in the campus, in the premises, and students, they are also connected directly to the industry experts. Similarly, in Symmetrix and Siemens.
Dr. Kash, you have been associated a lot with collaboration. So would you kindly explain how Siemens is helping and what are, the certification by Siemens or Symmetric or SC?
So I'm so sorry, I'm not able to hear your question. Your voice is cracking.
My question, am I audible now? Am I audible?
Yes, sir, it's better.
Okay. My idea was there that we just had an glimpse of our collaboration with IM. I were to understand a little bit more about our collaboration with Siemens or with NSE or Symmetrix.
Collaboration.
Okay, sir, I'm so sorry, I'm unable to hear you, but I'm sharing about the collaborations. So we are having a collaboration with the IBM for MBA, in which that is specified into data analyst and business analyst and artificial intelligence. Apart from this, we have a tie-up with IBM with BTech, that is CS and BSc and BCA. So with the help of these tie-up, we are basically linking the industry with the academia. With this linkage, our curriculum, our syllabi is updated on our regular mode. We can say that after the interval of 6 months also, the syllabus is modified, because as we know, the industry, especially the technology industry, is changing rapidly. So to upgrade our students, to make it marketable, to make the students more employable, we are changing the curriculum as per the requirement of the industry. Apart from that, project work is a part of the students' curriculum. It is not an additional thing. Students will be getting credits, marks, and it has been evaluated. For example, we have a evaluation pattern in which 50 marks is internal and 50 marks is external. So an internal project work is a part of student studies. So whatever work they are doing, whether they are doing with NSC, they are doing with IBM, they are doing with Symmetrix, and the courses which the teachers of KR Mangalam's are teaching, and we have industry collaborations also, apart from the collaborations which I am sharing. because industry collaboration doesn't mean when they are mapped in the curriculum. When people are coming for the guest lecture, it is also industry collaboration. So in each and every course, we are having the collaboration. The format can be a regular teaching, weekly teaching, or it can be a fortnightly teaching, but everywhere the students are getting a flair of industry in our courses.
Thank you so much. Alfam, you can continue, please.
So just to add to it,
Alfam?
yeah, if we talk about the LinkedIn Learning, it is a compulsory program which every student has to enroll in the LinkedIn Learning program. More than 15,000 programs are there in the LinkedIn Learning, which a student can opt for as many as certificate programs, what the student opts to do for. And we are not charging also. These are the extra certificate courses what the students can look for in the LinkedIn Learning program. And in medical sciences, we have a tie-up with Dr. Shroff Charity Eye Hospital. Other than that, we also have with Medanta, and many more tie-ups are in the pipeline to be held.
Apart from this, students who are interested to go abroad, we have a tie-up with Middlesex University, London, and we will be choosing certain students from first year and from different years who will be representing KR Mangalam University at Middlesex University, London. So it is an overall development of the students, because we focus that when the student is coming to our university, it is not the last semester where we will be preparing for the placements. It is from the day one when the student is coming to us, he has to choose whether he want to be a job provider or he want to take a job under some good MNC or any other organization. So with this aim, we prepare our students from the day one.
I see the side very well that we have not only with Middlesex University, but we have collaboration with many universities, right? So would you please explain in detail?
When we talk about the international
Am I
exposure, yeah. When we talk about the international exposure, since it's like thinking about the foreign universities for people like us, it's like a big hole in the pocket, and thinking about that they are too expensive. So in that case, we have come up with some kind of a pattern where we can have a mixed kind of education in India and at abroad. Student can decide himself whether, for example, a technical program and a non-technical program. 2 years in the Indian University at KR Mangalam University, and 1 year in any of the international university where we have the collaboration, or it can be vice versa as well. 2 years over there, 1 year over here, and student can be directly go to the international universities without having a big hole in the pocket as well, and it doesn't comes up to be too expensive as well.
And they will get degree from
they will get the certificates and degrees depending upon the tenure that they have spent at each university. Like we have with ESC University, University of Melbourne, University of Florida, Middlesex University, University of Austin. So similarly, we are looking forward for the more tie-ups as well. In that case, students can just decide which university they want to pick up and what kind of exchange program that we have with him. Depending on that, certificate and the degree courses will be decided according to that. 2 years over here or 1 year over here.
It's fine, very exciting and all that. And as you said that we not only, like some students decide about the foreign universities, some don't decide and all, but we have wonderful experts from all over the world who teach our students. So would you please some light on that?
Sure, sir. So just to remove the cross-cultural barriers, nowadays education is not only confined only to India. Since the COVID times, we have been connected all over the world. Other than that, we look forward to the academic support from the distinguished professors abroad as well. To name a few, we have association with Professor Jack Copeland from New Zealand, Professor Sudhanshu Rai, again from Copenhagen Business School, Denmark. We have Professor Sumanyu Satpathy, sir, eminent professor of Eminent School of Humanities. We have a professor connected from Delhi University as well, Professor Sunita Sen Gupta and Professor Anita Sharma. Not to forget to mention, we have C.V. Raman Chair, Professor of Physics, Professor Krishan Lal sir as well on our panel, just to guide and mentor our students on regular basis how to go ahead with the education in 21st century. Thank you.
So I see that I saw a drone, I saw beautiful labs, right, and audiovisual laboratories, robotics lab, etc. and all. So it is a very good blend of so many facilities, right? So what I saw over there was one Yantra robotics lab also. Will you throw some more light on that?
Sure, sir. So when we talk about like the premium institutes like IITs and IIMs, nowadays we have collaborated with IIT Mumbai, where we have set up eYantra Robotics Lab at KRMU campus itself. Professors from IIT Mumbai, they speak to our students, they are in touch with our students, and they are guiding our students on different projects. And we have come up with innovations, like we have come up with the drones, we have come up with 3D printers at a very minimum cost, and a robot as well in association with the Middlesex University also we have come up with. In that case, the pedagogy that we are following at our university is innovative teaching pedagogy, where we focus on hands-on experience and learning via more the project-based learning. More emphasis are on project and learning via doing things by hand, rather than just working on the machines and all and all. It is like simulation exercises, apprenticeship training is organized, and students are guided how to work actually in the corporate sector in the university itself. Because it is believed in 21st century, education is not only confined to the classroom, but it extends beyond the classroom, outside the classroom. So therefore, focus is more on the projects and tie-ups, and so that students can connect with the corporate people, corporate leaders. They can work under them, they can learn with them. That is what our main focus is.
Great. Now I have a fair idea of university and all that, but definitely if I want to join the university, right? So what all I have to do?
Yes, sir. So just to join our university, all those students who are looking forward to join our university, as in they have a lot many options are there in the mind, and the students are also very confused what program to pursue. In that case, they can visit the university and they can connect with us via telephonically and via email to our admission counselors. They can preferably, if they visit our university, they meet the admission officer, deciding on what course they are exactly looking for, what is the best course for them. In selecting the best course, we have a psychometric test designed for the students. They can do the psychometric test, though they are very expensive if we go to the market and then get them conducted for us. But other than that, if they visit our university or connect with our university, we are offering them free of cost. They can decide. That actually helps the student what course is best for them. They can sit with our admission officer, fill up the application form, register with us. and come up with a small MCQ test that is again based on the psychometric and the GK and more of a bits of maths and all. Again, they can have an interaction with our faculties and the dean of the respective school that will just understand whether they have picked up a right course for themselves or not. And then depending upon the interaction and the admission test evaluation, they'll again receive a call from our admission department and regarding the further process of the registration and how to go ahead at the university. This is a very simple process if they're coming to the university, else they can connect to us virtually as well.
I see over here, finally, one has paid the fee, right? Of course. And, when we think of fee and all that, we usually think that care will be very costly and all that. Can you brief where do we stand vis-a-vis other universities as far as the fee structure is concerned?
Sure, sir. So when it comes to the private universities, this is generally in the mind that they are very expensive. But other than that, if I talk about Delhi NCR and these nearby states also in North India, like I talk about Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, and Bihar. If you just compare for the technical and for the non-technical programs, the course fee ranges from 110 maximum to 140 at KRMU University. But other than that, in other universities in other states, it moves on to 130, 160, 175 as well. So therefore, it's not that every university is charging very high fees, but you have to you have to take the right decision where what exactly we are looking for, and just selecting the parameters that even if I'm selecting XYZ university, why I'm going there, what is the main reason behind picking up that university. And if I actually have to enter, if I have to actually make my career, the placement should be good and I should get a good pay package in that case. So I think taking the right decision and just looking into the KR Mangalam University, I think that is the best option.
Of course, when I look at that, there are scholarships in mind, right? So do we have some scholarship as well?
Yes. So in terms of the scholarship, we have for the deserving undergraduate students, we have 100% scholarship. And other than that, since KR Mangalam group is a huge group having more than 10 to 12 schools across Delhi NCR, so we have a special financial aid for the students from the KR Mangalam school. Other than that, defense personnel, they are getting 15%. And sports quota, we give a special preference to the students from the sports quota. At university also, we give a special, we have inter and intra-university sports event every semester for 2 days that continues, and a lot many sports facilities like cricket, volleyball, basketball, all are being played at the university. We had just had a glimpse in the video. And we are offering the scholarship also to those students. Up to 15% scholarship is being offered to those students from under sports quota as well.
Yeah. So we take care of scholarships also in a way, right? Thing is that apart from the academics, are there something else also in the university? What are those features?
Yes, sir. So when we talk about the university, since the students are coming from school life to the college and they want to have a flavor of the higher education. So it is not only the academics that is being continued, that is being taught at the university, but just for the overall grooming of the student. We do have the industry connect, we have a mentor-mentee programs, we have community connect, we have clubs and societies. Under clubs and societies, we have fashion society, we have e-cell, we have incubation center also at our university. We have FTAC council as well. And just to make students sensitive towards the community, we do have a community connect also programs, going to the nearby villages, understanding their problems, and then being sensitized to those those kind of the social problems as well. And mentor-mentee program, this is all together a different program where one faculty is assigned with maximum 15 to 20 students from day one till the last day at their university. Since the students are coming from school, they have lot many problems, ins and outs of the problem, studying students at the university, and their placements and their all that kind of different activities, being played, what all students are appearing for the interviews or not. In that case, just to keep a track record of that, we have a mentor-mentee program at the university, and connects with the industries that we have various connects under which the students will be given a chance to interact with the corporate of different industry under the society, under the club of industry.
How had been our placement cost so far?
So looking into the private university, and every student is looking for the job in the good profiled job in the corporate sector. So KR Mangalam University till now been 8 years to the existence, and the highest package that we have been able to give to our students is of 24 lakhs per annum, and more than 400 plus companies have already visited our campus. 600 plus offers we have already made, and those students who are looking for the placement, and those students who are looking for the placement, we do provide them with the top notch companies. To name a few, we have Paytm, Sun Pharma, KPMG, and Medanta Hospital for the Sciences. And other than that, we also have the tie-ups with the KJ, Lloyd Company, Lorato, Genpact. That means, as in depending upon the different sectors, different industries, we have the connects with the different companies in every sector. Be a student of a fashion, be a student of journalism, be a student of engineering, electronics, mechanical. So as in a proper well-defined training and placement department is there at the university, which is working round the clock, and students are getting, even once the students become the alumni of the university and still they are looking for a change, they do get back to our training and placement department, and they are always ready to help those students as well.
Oh, that's wonderful, right? Now, if I want to get in touch with the university, the options open.
So with addition to all that what ma'am has said, I request all the students, because the classes have already started, the teaching methods have started, the industry people have already in the campus and they are teaching the students. So please don't delay. Take the quick decision, and if you are interested, take the admission in the right course. Because they are
Dr.
missing
Prakash,
classes.
Dr. Prakash, you mentioned of research cell, English cells, which have recently introduced. Can you just talk about? Am I audible?
Yeah, can you please repeat, sir?
Dr. Prakash, you were mentioning that we have started the Innovation Center, and especially.
So we have started Entrepreneurship and Incubation Center, and this center is giving wings to the students who want to have their own startup, who basically wants to be a job provider. So when I say this thing, there is a provision for those students that we are mentoring the students. If the idea is good, the government agencies and the university is funding the ideas also, because we want the students who have the idea of becoming an entrepreneur. We should give them all kind of support which our university can provide. So students are some of the alumni having their offices in our university. We have already mentored few of the startup, and those startups are actually into good profits. So we only want the
that's great.
students' inclination towards the startup, and we are there to help them in every field where they want. Because we have the association with many government agencies, many angel investors, and venture capitalists also.
Very good. Thank you so much.
And
So,
students are getting mentoring from IIT and IIM's professors for their startup ideas.
great. I believe this is a site which gives a detail how to get in touch, right? For the benefit of the students, would you please share? Hello? Hello, I think we lost touch with Ajit.
Yes, sir. Your voice is.
I said the last slide. Could you share with them that how they get in touch with us, apart from visiting physically? Am I audible?
Cracking, so we are unable to hear.
See, my point is this, that the last slide is if they are finding difficult physically, how can they access us?
Yes, so when it comes to the get in touch with us, as in we are open. We welcome all our students with an open arm. They can visit our campus Monday to Saturday, 9 to 6 p.m. And for other than that, they can connect with us 011 4888 4888. They can write to us schoolconnect@krmangalam.edu.in. And other than that, we are on Insta, Facebook, everywhere our pages are there. They can like us, they can follow us, and they can speak to us. In that case, if they will visit our university, they can speak to our faculty of the particular department also. The admission counselors, if the query is like related to the subjects and the course curriculum or the tie-ups, they directly transfer the call to the deans and the particular faculties of the particular department, and they can speak to the faculty as well.
Thank you so much, Avjeet ma'am, for the wonderful interaction with the students. I hope students have the full information about our university and they can approach to us, they can call us, they can meet us in the campus. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thanks to the attendees and the participants.
Thank you, everyone.